Yeah.
I had more questions for you about writing and being an author. No, this is what the show is about now. We're talking ghosts.
This is what I love doing. I love derailing everything with ghosts. Like I was at Chapter One Con earlier in the summer, and I did my presentation. I was the keynote speaker. Did my presentation, took questions from the audience, and then when they ran out of questions, we still had a little bit of time left. So I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to tell you about these episodes of Ghost Adventures I've been watching. And then I just talked about ghosts. And we talked about ghosts for like the last 10, 15 minutes of my session. And it was like the best time. So I love derailing things with ghosts. It's awesome. It's great.
You're not derailing anything. This is elevated beyond my wildest dreams. This is fantastic. So I assume these experiences have had to have changed your mindset lifelong. I full disclosure, never seen a ghost. I saw my cousin in a sheet. She would hide in my closet with my sister, and they would come out, and they were dark because we were 5, 6, and they told me to go get them some ice from the kitchen and don't say anything to Grandma. They killed my brother.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's a lot for a 5-year-old.
Okay.
So I didn't say anything. I'm like, I think it's probably my cousin. But that's just what a ghost that would kill my brother would want me to think.
Right.
So I gotta get the ice. Now, a true story. She now runs the Indiana. Oh, she's gonna kill me. I believe it's the Indiana Haunted Barn
really?
in Jamestown every year.
Awesome.
It's wins awards every year. It's one of the most profitable spook houses in all of Indiana. We look forward to it. She's moderately wealthy, doing these professional spook houses. So she practiced on me, and I tell her that's part of where the horror novels must come from, is that trauma she inflicted when she was getting her chops for them. But my wife, I don't know, I assume she wants me to make this story public. She and her family had experiences with a ghost that would play the piano in their basement.
Amazing. That's so great. That's so creepy. I love that. Oh my
and it was
gosh.
one of those things where the first time she told me, I was like, yes, dear, I believe that you believe that. And then, but the stories never deviated. The whole family is confirmed. And I'm like, all right, well, I think you had yourself a ghost.
Yeah, like I think that actually happened. Okay. Yeah. No, like I for sure think it was like something in childhood that, because like when I was little, I remember being A, scared of everything, B, having just tons of nightmares all the time, which is like little kids, as I have come to understand it, have more nightmares than adults do generally, just because their brains are developing and everything's kind of, nuts in there. But like, I was scared of everything. I was scared of like ants. I was scared of weird knots on trees. I was scared of the telephone ringing. I was scared of clowns. Obviously, everybody should be scared of clowns. Sorry, clowns. And like, and then I had these nightmares that were just like real weird and recurring. And like, sometimes I think like that must have messed me up somehow, because I love horror movies now. Like I just love, and I used to be scared of like, I mean, even just the Addams Family. Like I remember watching like Addams Family Values, I think, where Thing is just crawling around on the floors on the roller skate at the beginning of the movie. That part alone, I could not watch it because I was so scared of a dismembered hand. And now it's like, God, I love the Addams Family. I love everything about the Addams Family. Not really horror, but still. I love like...
Certainly horror adjacent.
Horror adjacent, right. I love the aesthetic, the horror aesthetic. I'm not big on like gore or anything like that. So like, I don't like the Saw movies or anything, but I love ghost stories. I love like psychological horror. Like one of my favorite movies of all time is the Japanese version of The Grudge.
Oh, sure.
So good. So good. Anything that can give me the chills. So like I like watching ghost hunting shows. Not like, I don't believe that they're real. Because I'm sure, at least 90% of the stuff that they get on those shows is made up or whatever. It's fine. It doesn't really bother me how much is made up and how much isn't. I like it because I can get lost in it and kind of be like, ooh, what if that is real? That's spooky. Like, this is creepy. Just that fear of the unknown, and like, there's something there that you can't see, and you can only like kind of hear it or interact with it. So it's there, but you can't see it. You don't quite know what it is. You don't know what it wants, really. And maybe you know a little bit about what it wants. Maybe like it's unhappy. Maybe you know that it's angry. Maybe you know that it is looking for a lost child or something. Maybe you know that it is a child. And it's just, that's so creepy to me, of like inhabiting a space with a thing that it's there, but you don't know what it wants or what it is. And that I love it so much. And it grips me in a way that a lot of other ideas and things don't. I love it so much now.
So you feel like about Ghost, like the way some people feel about Star Wars, or the way I feel about Batman, that's just your jam?
It's my jam. It is entirely my jam. Actually, I never thought about it that way, but yeah, just in general as a concept, like ghosts are my, like, oh, I could talk about it forever. One of my favorite books I read recently actually was, in the past, like 5 years. It's a nonfiction book that actually helped me write Adamsville. It's a nonfiction book. It's called Ghostland, An American History and Haunted Places. And I actually have it on my bookshelf over there. But it's basically, it's about, and it's by Colin Dickey. And basically it's about, he goes around to all these places in America, and he gives you, they're like famous haunted places, and he gives you the ghost story that comes from that place. And then he gives you the true story of the place, like how it actually came to be, what actually happened there. And basically what he tries to do by telling both of these stories is give the reader a sense of why we tell ghost stories, and what the ghost stories that we tell say about us, our culture, and our, like, the human brain, and like how our brain works, what we think about, our deepest fears, what we're trying to repress. And it's just a really interesting book and really well written. And that was part of the inspiration for Adamsville as it is now, because so Zora is the main character. She's the one hunting demons and trying to save ghosts and stuff. And her cousin Artemis is kind of like the town ghost historian. And so she's the ghost hunter who tries to go around and, like, she's trying to learn the true stories behind all of these ghosts, because she knows that, a lot of these ghost stories that we tell, the people who were in them are real people. They existed at one point and they had real stories. And it's important not to just, tell these stories as if they're just entertainment. Like, there were real people behind this, and if we understand who they were and what happened to them, we can better understand, like, ourselves and our town, and have more empathy for them and their families, and everything that's happened and come before us.